Good morning, and welcome. Welcome, good morning. There we go, we've had a little caffeine. Welcome to all of you here live in our sanctuary. Welcome to all of you on YouTube now and in the future. This is the First Unitarian Church of Pittsburgh. It is Sunday, October 16th of 2022. And I am Reverend Dr. Kate Walker, and I am so honored and delighted to serve as the minister of this beloved community. You are all welcome here. If this is your first time here and you are shy and curious and you feel that you need some connection, we are delighted you are here with us. If you haven't already done so, please stay connected, be connected, get connected. If on our website, just Google First Unitarian of Pittsburgh, you'll find a form at the bottom of our main page where you can sign up for our newsletter. And if you're here in person, we have a welcome table right here in the foyer where you can get connected by getting signed up for our newsletter and finding out more about who we are. And if you have been coming for many, many years, dedicating your time and your treasure and your talent, thank you. You are welcome here. We are a community that is a people of many beliefs, of many origins and sexualities and genders. We are committed to growing, to learning, and to growing into love all the time. Just as you are welcome. If you would like to get connected after service, we have a social hour. Usually it's in the garden. The weather is cooperating today. So we invite you to stay for some nibbles and conversation. And if you are online live, we do have a small group that meets on Zoom. After the service, just send an email to firstunitarianpittsburgh@gmail.com. That's all one word, firstunitarianchurch@gmail.com, and you can get an automatic response with that Zoom link. On behalf of the staff and the volunteers this morning, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up as such a big piece of community. I have 3 announcements this morning. Next Sunday, following worship at 12:15, we are going to have a special congregational meeting where we will be voting to add the 8th principle to our current 7 principles. And for those of you who are wondering, if you're new, what are 7 principles? They're in our gray hymnal, right in the back of the pew in front of you. In the first few pages, you'll see a list of the 7 principles and our sources. And we're talking about adding an 8th principle that explicitly names that we are transforming into an anti-racist community, creating beloved community, and we're holding ourselves accountable to that end. And if you want to know more about that 8th principle, today, after service at 12:30, only on Zoom, is a conversation. We'll have a brief presentation about what the 8th principle is, and then we'll have a community conversation about what it means, what it's asking us to do and engage in. So if you look to your Thursday newsletter for the link for that Zoom meeting, and if you are not currently getting our newsletter, no problems. Just email me after service, and I'll send you a link to that Zoom. And my email is just minister@first-unitarian-pgh.org. Now, in case you haven't caught the buzz, our artist committee, the gallery committee that's doing presentations downstairs in the undercraft, they are abuzz with excitement with planning this year's art displays. And they want to make sure, in case you missed it, the very bright paper in your order of service, they want to see your photography with your phones, with your smartphones, your dumb phones, your kind of quasi-okay phones. They want to know what kind of photography you can do. And in return, they'll give you a framed, once it's chosen, there's a jury and a chosen. All are welcome, but yeah, and then they'll mat it and frame it for you. And then you get to be proud of your artistic endeavors. If you have any questions, you'll be here after service with a drop box for submissions. honestly. I'm excited that the artistic, wonderful community is excited as well. So and this is for January, right? This is for a January display downstairs. Right, okay. I invite you to arrive in body and spirit. Take a deep breath. Be present. Let go of whatever it took to get here. Let go of whatever it is you think you need to do this afternoon. Just be present in this time, in this place. Picture yourself connected to other Unitarian Universalists across this city, in Pennsylvania, in this country. Picture yourselves connected to people who are worshiping throughout this country and this world. Welcome. Welcome to you all. We turn to our chalice lighting, which will be done in silence.
This is indeed holy ground because we have chosen to be here together and to be intentional about being present together. Let us be intentional about filling up this space. I invite you to stand. And for this morning, I would like to invite the folks on this side of the room, if you would face the center aisle. The folks on this side of the room also face the center of aisle. Take a look across the way. Find someone you know, someone you maybe don't know, and smile at them. Yes? Connect. And I invite you to sing with us. We have 2 songs. The words are in your order of service. And sing to each other and with each other. We're going to sing Gathered Here in the Mystery of the Hour, once all together and then twice in a round. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, Spirit draw the struggle and the power, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, Spirit draw the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Take a nice deep breath. It's wonderful to be together. Our next song, the choir is going to sing a verse. Now let us sing to the power of love. flat. All right. Do, 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 do. Now you can let your body relax and move, yes? And hear the words. Sing to the power of the love within. Sing to the power of the love within. Sing to the power of the love within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the love within. Hope. Sing to the power of the hope within. Sing to the power of the hope within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the hope within. Peace. Sing to the power of the peace within. Sing to the power of the peace within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the peace within. Joy! Sing to the power of the joy within. Sing to the power of the joy within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the joy within. Give yourselves a hand, and you may be seated. I would like to invite everyone to take a nice deep breath. If there are any children or youth who enjoy coming up to the front, that's fine. It's also fine if you prefer to stay in your seat with your family, that's fine. But anyone who wants to, you're welcome to come down and be closer. Oh, wonderful. So Reverend Kate talked about in the welcome about taking a breath and forgetting about whatever concerns, whatever thoughts you have about the rest of your day, things that are on your mind. Welcome, come on down. So we're going to do a little practice on really being present together and relaxing our bodies and coming to feel at peace. This service is about peace, and it starts with being peaceful inside. So I invite everyone to take a nice deep breath and relax. Good. How many of you have a meditation practice? Anybody in the congregation? Okay. So you don't have to practice meditation in order to practice relaxation and being present and quieting the mind. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to use the breath to do it. So once again, I invite you to take a breath in and notice how it feels in your body when you breathe in. And a quiet exhale. Let's do a couple more of those. Notice how it feels in your body. Breathing in and breathing out. If it helps you pay attention to what's going on in your body, I invite you to close your eyes or have soft eyes. Breathing in and breathing out, I invite you to notice your shoulders and see if you can let them relax. Surrender to gravity, not holding anything. Let your arms become heavy. Breathing in and letting the breath sink deep into your torso. And we're going to connect this to some singing and some words. I'm going to invite you to speak these words and reflect on them with me. When I breathe in peace. Say that. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out. Sing that. Breathe in, breathe out. Again. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax into it. Breathe in, breathe. Now exercise a higher point in your voice like this. Breathe in, breathe out. Try it. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice how your body feels. Breathe in, breathe. Good. Now quietly take a breath and exhale. And now this melody. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Try it. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Do the whole thing again. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out. Once more, relax. When I breathe, feel your body. Feel the breath moving in your body. I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out. And here's one last pattern. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Try it. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Again. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out. Now sing anything you want to. I breathe in, I breathe in peace. Breathe in, breathe out. Whatever your body wants. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. One more deep breath in and exhale together. Wonderful. It's been wonderful spending this time together. Can we please sing? Oh, the words are in your order of service. Oh, we give thanks. And the children are welcome to go to your classes. Oh, we give thanks.
So we're Heather and Rob Masterson. Where are you? And we've been members of this church since 2005 when we were married here. Our daughter, Ruby, wanted to stay and hear us. She's in 5th grade, and she's participating in the RE program here at church. Rob is serving on the Safety and Security Committee, and this year I volunteered for the first time to help with teaching RE, so I'm helping with the 4th through 6th grade team. And I'm also in my 3rd year serving on the Board of Trustees. One of my roles on the board is to also serve as a liaison to the Stewardship Committee, which is what we're here to talk to you about today. Stewardship for us is about taking care of things that are important to us, that we value. This church is incredibly important to us. It's part of the fabric of our family. As financial stewards of this church, we're taking responsibility for this community. Not only giving of our time and talents, but giving generously financially is equally important. Giving to this church is our family's highest philanthropic priority.
The value of what we donate to this church is far exceeded by the numerous benefits that we receive, even when you adjust for inflation. Taking care of this church is a #1 priority in our lives. We give because we know that our support goes directly to things like taking care of this beautiful church, the building, the grounds, paying our wonderful staff, and keeping everything running smoothly. Allowing us to hear beautiful music each Sunday with Ellen and Chris and all our great guest musicians. And then feeding our souls and our children's souls with great messages that inspire and uplift us from Reverend Kate and Erica. And finally, I feel like this fosters a deeper sense of community, or we feel like this establishes a deeper sense of world community that really puts our UU principles into action. In short, it makes us feel like we're making a difference. When we give, it makes a direct difference.
So hopefully everyone here is aware that we're doing our fall pledge drive a little bit differently this year. We're moving to a rollover model, and we've been trying to communicate this through different ways over the past several weeks. Hopefully, everyone's received a letter in the mail by now from the Stewardship Committee. This rollover pledge process means that everyone is being asked to give 3.5% more in 2023 than you did in 2022. If you're agreeable to that suggested change, you actually don't have to do a single thing. You don't have to fill out any paperwork. You don't have to have anybody call you asking you if you'll turn in your pledge. That's it. And of course, anyone can adjust their suggested pledge amount in either direction. We just ask that you do so either online or by mail by October 31st. And if you're new to this church and maybe you didn't have a pledge in 2022, that's great. We just would ask that you think about that and make your pledge also by the end of this month. That will allow our treasurer and then our board to put together our budget for next year, and it will really allow us to help grow our garden together. So thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob and Heather. That was lovely. Every month, we share our generosity with a designated organization. This month, it is the UU Justice PA. Pennsylvania UUs are aware of justice issues and are called to speak and take action that leads to a better Commonwealth. And that's in our vision statement. And our mission is pursuing justice by voting, advocating, and making just public policies. There are currently 6 justice teams focused on criminal justice reform, economic justice, environmental justice, good government, gun violence prevention, and reproductive justice. All these issues are strongly anti-racist. All donations are shared 50-50 with this organization unless otherwise designated. For all our donations, our religious community is made up of volunteers and staff, creating and hosting a variety of programming that we're all enjoying, of course. We rely on your financial support. In addition to the collection plate, which will occur in just a moment, you can donate by texting GIVE to 412-435-1050, and I will testimony here that is so easy, and you just follow the directions. Please see the order of service for additional options for your offering.
invite you to take a deep breath and hold all those joys and sorrows that are within your hearts right now. Hold them with the tenderness and care that they deserve. Your celebrations of birthdays and anniversaries, your celebrations of flowers in the fall, of stones on your path, of beauty in the sky, and your sorrows of loss. Hold them with the tenderness and care that they deserve. Sarah Fields, a friend of the church, is mourning Claudia Thompson, who was a close friend and passed away in September after a long battle with a dormant brain tumor. Let us hold Sarah in our hearts. And we do have a celebration of a birthday today. In our sanctuary is our beloved longtime member and friend, Jim Wrights, has turned 87. 87. Such a joy to have you in our community. And you've been a member all those years, right? Close. For all of those joys and all those sorrows that remain silent within the sanctuary of our hearts, please remember that we do not journey alone. I invite you now into a time of silent prayer and meditation, a time of quietness in our hearts and minds. Spirit of love, fill our hearts. Lift our sorrows and ease the pain. Spirit of life, find your way into our bodies, giving us energy and sustenance. Ease our tired and sore muscles. Circulate our blood through our hearts as we open ourselves to the beauty of this world and for the healing that we all need so much. Spirit of the Holy, Spirit of God, of the many names that has been with us throughout the ages, in so many forms, in so many ways. The Spirit of the Holy, of the sacred, of that moment when we feel connected and loved. Spirit of justice, remind us to speak and engage in words that free others from oppression, to help all the marginalized, to ease their pain and their separation, to bring them back into beloved community. Let our hearts and prayers continue to be with the people of Ukraine. Let our hearts and our prayers be heard as so many experience environmental injustice, of famine and war, of poverty and sickness without health care. Let our prayers be heard in word and deed through justice and love and the Spirit of life. Amen. May it be so. Blessed be.
I invite you now to open your hymn books to 352. Find a stillness. We will sing both verses together. essence, hold the essence, let the essence carry me. Let me flower, help me flower, watch me flower, carry me. In the Spirit, by the Spirit, with the Spirit giving power, I will find true harmony. Thank you.
A little cold. The reading this morning is entitled We Hold On by Reverend Naya Soto. There is a moment before dawn when the night is firmly in charge of the sky. There is no arguing with the opacity that holds both a fertile imagination and cover of destruction. Just hold on. There is a moment when the dream we share is newly born, wet and wriggling in our hands. And sometimes it's true that salvific features look vulnerable and small before us. We remain unsure. Just hold on. Anything good was small at first, you know that. Dr. King said, I have a dream. It definitely was not the I have a reality speech. It was real in a different way that could be felt, that could be shared. They held on. That dreaming speech happened in August 1963. And you know what came before was April, a letter from a Birmingham jail. One moment did inform the other, but the future being built could not be known with certitude. They held on. We gather, Unitarian Universalists, certain only of our power to be human, finding ourselves committed to keeping our word and being our covenant. And when we fail to keep our promises, we don't throw them away, labeled as impossible. We take up courage. We begin again. We hold on. Sprinkled in the wind, we can hear the question. If we are not white supremacy shaped into religious robes and rituals, then who are we? We are present both in attention and in the answer. We are here. We hold on. We contain multitudes, not just of questions and contradictions, but also of possibilities. We continue to labor for the creation of community in which all of us, not just each, but every part of us, is welcome in our home of faith. We hold on.
Beloved, will you make some noise with me? I mean, really make some noise with me. Let the people hear us out on the street. That's what I want. That's what I want. Any way you can. Make some noise. Let the people hear us. I like it. I like it. I like it. We can make noise, but in between the noise, there is silence. They are so intertwined, the noise and the silence. Several years ago, my beloved husband and I went to a baseball game in Washington, D.C., when we were living in Virginia. We were fairly early because we like to watch the teams practice and warm up. And I'll be honest, it was whatever team is in Washington, in the Yankees, okay? And for baseball fans, it is the playoffs. So just saying. But what I noted, even before the stadium was full of all those people, it was loud. I have never been in a baseball stadium that could be that loud, and as more and more people, it got more and more thunderous. And there were, at one point, I kid you not, President Obama and his 3 helicopter flew directly overhead. There are always 3 helicopters with the president. They flew. I could not hear those helicopters. 3 helicopters. The loud stadium could not compete with 3 helicopters. It was exhilarating. It was exciting. The adrenaline and the thrill of all that noise. Part of me thought, golly, what if Unitarian Universalists could be that loud? And it was also overwhelming. It was overwhelming. I could feel my senses starting to shut down. I could feel my mind starting to curl up inside of itself. There's been a lot of studies that have talked about environmental noise, right? Have you ever lived near an airport or near a stadium? It is loud. But my concern today, my beloved, is actually not external noise. It's internal noise. Internal noise. That's my concern right now. What is going on with our unconscious brains, our minds, when we have too much stimulation? Too much. I don't think as a society right now we're paying enough attention to a growing addiction, the manipulation of our brains while we're engaging on the internet. Did I just hear you go, oops? Yeah. Particularly social media. I think we're at risk of losing our minds, my beloved. I'm going to take you back to 1991, Star Trek, Next Generation. There was an episode called The Game, where a game was introduced to the crew of the Enterprise. It was a headset that you played through your eyes and through your mind. And through that game, it quickly became apparent that it was addictive. It was an addictive game. And as more and more crew members became addicted to the game, they started to neglect their duties. And they became obvious to our heroes that people, as they were addicted, became highly susceptible to suggestion. It was a big plan by an alien species to take over the Enterprise and the Federation. But of course, Wesley, our youngest crew member, and Data, the android, came to the rescue. But 1991, that was a long time before TikTok came on the scene. How many of you have TikTok on your phones? Just a few. How many of your senior members, how many of your children and grandchildren have it? Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Yeah, it is one of the most addictive games that we are engaging on with social media. And it is a game. It is not just social media. It is basically simulating a game because there are winners. You win when your post is shared. You win when you like something or you engage, and you have the potential to become a superstar and a meme, and to be spread across the country and the universe. Almost every time that we are online, engaging in reading and searching and shopping and watching of videos, the goal of whatever software company or platform you're on, their goal is what's called adhesiveness. Adhesiveness. Don't leave. Don't turn it off. Stay online. The longer we stick around, the algorithms grow smarter. They know more about us. They know what we want before we know what we want. They're getting into our subconscious. Because TikTok in particularly is a predictive algorithm. It's feeding us emotionally with a cyclical feedback loop. It informs our unconsciousness, which is priming us to want more and want more and want more as we just keep watching and swiping and liking. I've experienced it, not on TikTok. I don't have TikTok. But I have Instagram and Facebook. I have experienced the reels and the video clips. They are really addictive. But like on Star Trek, they thrive on this emotional trap where they light up our brains as it releases endorphins like dopamine and adrenaline, and it keeps us engaged and riveted. They want our attention. Every single millisecond that we are staying engaged, they're watching our behavior. And they're collecting that data in that vast cloud of digital matrix, watching our pattern recognition, our decision making. And you know that old question about when computers are smarter than humans? Yeah, we passed that a long time ago. Humanity and our intelligence has been eclipsed. Remember Star Trek Next Generation? How many times did Data save the day? Yeah. All of this is in creating an inescapable imprint on our inner lives. Or that noise in our subconsciousness as our brains are being lit up like Christmas trees. It's a steady stream of reward for our sustained attention. And I'm aware, for those of you who are younger, I am keenly aware. I sound like an old fogey right now. I do. I know. I get it. I feel like a gentrified older person but I'm concerned that we're losing our minds. We don't know the long-term impact. We just don't know. I do know that I feel like we're a bunch of lab rats waiting for our minute-to-minute dopamine rush for the rewards. So this is what we do know. Out of all that we don't know, there are some things we do know. That we have increased anxiety level. It's a constant battle with the device, iPad, phone, computer. How long can we go without touching the screen or the keyboard? And what psychologists are noting is we're creating we feel out of touch when we're not engaging. And it becomes a compulsion, even when we're driving, it becomes a compulsion to touch the screen and know what's going on. And then we lower our anxiety and we get our reward and we feel better. This is something else we know that is because of those predictive algorithms, particularly on TikTok, it's feeding a political, social, religious divide. Because it's feeding us with constant affirmation for what we believe, it's giving us what's called confirmation bias. We keep being told, oh, you're right in believing this. It's creating a profound and dangerous tech support for what we call primary narcissism. We're basically in a mirror, looking back at ourselves and gazing in that joy of the epitome of me. And that me image must be protected in our self-righteous pleasure game. Here's something else we know. It's feeding what I call the massive monetary machine. Gazillions of dollars being generated by corporations and individuals that are capitalizing on us as products, from Twitter to Instagram and TikToks and all the advertising, all in an effort to keep us engaged for the money. Here's what we also know, with or without the fame, that the mental health of our youth and our emerging young adults are experiencing increasing depression, suicide ideation, drug use, and reduced social skills. We can't make direct causation, not yet, but we can assume some correlation because we see the loss of their mental health as they can't put the device down. All of this is impacting our human brain, and I admit, I'm not an expert. I dabble, and I consult with Andrew Papelli sometimes back there. Thank you very much. But this is part of my business because our minds, our healthy minds, are just as important as our healthy hearts and our bodies and our souls and our spirits. My business is religion, and I'm concerned about the waning interest of religion and the corresponding kidnapping of the human brain. There is direct competition for humanity's interest, but there's so much more at stake than that. In addition to our mental health, I'm concerned that our morals are not grounded in community-tested principles, and I use that word intentionally: justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. I'm concerned about the degrading of our values: peace, world peace, liberty, and justice for all. I'm concerned about our loss of sense of identity, basic interpersonal communication skills. I'm concerned about our loss of imagination that's been unfettered by manipulative data. It is impacting our community, my beloved. I was captured by a story that Kathleen Norris wrote about, an experience she created. She's a poet and an author and an art teacher, an artist, and she teaches art. And she did this exploration of experiment with middle school students when she went in to do art projects. She invited them to learn about noise and silence. So she did what I did, invited you to do: make as much noise as possible. And then she signaled them to go into silence. And it took a while to practice it, middle school students, and particularly because the whole silence bit, they know how to make noise. Middle school students, they know how to make noise. It's the silent bit. And she had to say that silence doesn't mean you hold your breath and make a face. She eased them into learning about silence. And she found that with time, the students said, "Can we do that again?" They liked it. There were a few students who were frightened, who said they were frightened because they didn't know what was going to happen next. Understandable. That's a common human fear. We ease into it. She found one class, though, that was really resistant to the silence and following the directions, and she came early one day and discovered why. It's because the teacher had been barking orders at them all day, directives, yelling, and they had stopped listening. You have to be able to listen in order to find silence. But what she found was that this silence, as they eased into it, it opened a space for creativity, for depth and a maturity she wasn't sure that middle school students were capable of. She had invited them into writing exercises with poetry. And that's when the images started to come out. As one wrote, "Silence is me sleeping, awaiting to wake up. Silence is a tree spreading its branches to the sun." One student turned her writing into a prayer. Silence is spiders spinning their webs. It's like a silkworm making its silk. Lord, help me to know when to be silent. And another, silence reminds me to take my soul with me wherever I go. What we know about quiet time for our youth and our adults is it can re-energize us, it calms our nervous system, and it lowers our anxiety. When we clear the noise from within our brains, it's like that stadium suddenly falling silent as the batter steps up. The score is tied. It's the bottom of the ninth. The bases are loaded and the best pitcher's on the mound, and the stadium goes silent. It's an extraordinary collective experience, inward and outward. When we turn off the Christmas trees in our brains and we settle in, then we can hear the words that Reverend Soto offered, the moment before dawn, when the light is firmly in charge of the sky. We are able to hold on to who we truly are. Dreams are offered up in that quiet space. And we're ready to fall in love again. We're able to deepen our commitment to our covenant with one another. Those promises that we've made for when we fail, and we will fail, my beloved. We will make mistakes. That's what a covenant is for. And then we know ourselves to be of courage, a people of courage. And we begin again, and we can hold on when the going gets tough. In the silence, when the mind is quiet and free. And we can be fully present, and in the moment we can hold on. The quiet of the mind. My beloved, if we as Unitarian Universalists want to be heard in this larger world, if we want to make noise about justice, if we want to be heard with the message about being a multi-faith, beloved community, sometimes we need to quiet our minds first. So we're clear about our courage, clear about our covenant. The world religions teach many things. There are three. One is to live modestly. All the world religions live modestly. The second is to find something you believe in. Find something you believe in. And the third is to practice. To practice. Here I am. In this moment, and I offer myself to the world. What might we find if we practice that? What might we find if we practice offering ourselves to the universe, to God, to the holy, to justice? The theme of the month is intention, my beloved. You may not know that because I've kind of forgotten to tell you. But the theme of the month is intention. So my charge to you today is intentionally create a practice. Putting down the devices, shutting down the computers. Let it go. Quiet the mind. Breathe in peace. Breathe out love. I promise you, you will find a courage you never knew you had. May it be so, and blessed be.
I invite you to remain seated and respond to Kate's message with these words: peace, perfect peace. I cry for peace in this neighborhood. I cry for peace in this neighborhood. Peace, perfect peace. Peace, perfect peace. I cry for peace in this neighborhood. I cry for peace in this neighborhood. Actually, stand. Peace, perfect peace. I cry for peace in this neighborhood. Can you move your body? Love, perfect love. Love, perfect love. I cry for love. I cry for love in this neighborhood. Do it again. Peace, perfect peace. Peace, perfect peace. I cry for peace in this neighborhood. Love, perfect love. Love, perfect love. I cry for love in this neighborhood. Only love can save us. I cry for peace in this neighborhood. I take a look inside, and this is what I see. We need more love, we need more love in this community. I take a look inside, and this is what I see. We need more love, we need more love in this community. Peace, perfect peace. Peace, perfect peace. I cry for peace in this neighborhood. Love, perfect love. Love, perfect love. I cry for love in this neighborhood. The water can cool this fire. Only love can save us. I cry for peace in this neighborhood. Peace, perfect peace. I cry for peace in this neighborhood. Love, perfect love. Love, perfect love. I cry for love in this neighborhood.
We're not done. I don't know. I thought that was so awesome. I thought. Please remain standing as you're able. I know you're listening. That's good. sermon closing song. This, oh, there we go. Extinguishing the flame. The words are in our hearts and in the program. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go forward out into this community. Be loud with the voice of your faith, and be quiet, woven in like a dance. Find those moments when on the dawn you find yourself again, for there lies our courage. And then sing again. Come back with love in your hearts. Come back with justice. Come back. Blessed be, and amen.
And your exit song today, do with me, peace, salam, shalom. Please sing with me. Peace, salam, shalom. Peace, salam, shalom. Peace, salam, shalom. Peace, salam, shalom. One more time.